Record.
Hi. Hello, internets.
Hi, internet. We are here with stage dos
2?
de questions de drunk.
No.
De
You're making...
cuestiones
You're
de
being like a bad white boy.
inebriados. Anyway, next question. You have questions. We have questions. We're going to answer some questions
to get my
from
computer open.
Emily. Do you want me to ask questions from Emily?
Yes,
Because I have questions from
gone
Emily.
Fuck.
Drunk asks opinions on why the Atlantic is a stupid ocean. Look, the Atlantic is effectively the worst ocean. I mean, maybe the second worst ocean after the Antarctic. Is the Arctic or the Antarctic Ocean?
The Antarctic Ocean.
Antarctic Ocean because
wait.
Arctic Ocean. I think it's the Arctic Ocean. Anyway, the Pacific Ocean is clearly a good ocean. The Atlantic Ocean sucks. The Indian Ocean, it makes sense because it's like named after, it covers a lot of territory around India. The Atlantic Ocean, what the fuck is the point? You're just there to... It's like the Atlantic Ocean exists solely to limit... To separate these two areas until there's enough of a technology gap that has been reached. Technology has been reached. It's like when an area in an MMORPG is level limited. Like the Atlantic Ocean is there so that it limits people until they've leveled up their oceaneering skill. What? No, the oceaneering skill. Don't be ridiculous. I'm talking about something serious here.
Is anyone else as confused as me about what Devin is saying about the Atlantic Ocean? Because
I'm gonna make it clear here. The Atlantic Ocean sucks.
Okay.
There is a lot of unnecessary space in between Europe and North America. It would be a lot better if it were like in Risk, where it was just zip, 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 zip around. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point.
No, you don't.
Next question.
No,
Do you have thoughts on the Atlantic Ocean? Would you like to share?
I mean, I was gonna say that the Atlantic Ocean is stupid because it's in between us and Emily and hanging out with her, but
I mean, I feel like that was heavily implied by my answer. I feel like that was the undercurrent of what I was saying. Current, much like the ocean. Next question.
Really drunk.
Drunk asks your favorite vampire movie.
Oh man.
What is your favorite vampire movie, Morgan? Because this is a question you probably have stronger opinions on than I do.
This is a hard one because there are so many vampire movies that I love, and I love them for different reasons. And
What's your favorite vampire movie?
I'm gonna say The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. Morgan's favorite vampire movie is The Lost Boys. Why would you say that? Other than saxophone-related reasons.
Because it's been one of my favorites since I was a kid.
That's true. And I mean, as vampire movies go, it does have a higher Corey coefficient than most vampire movies.
It's true. It's true.
That part is just, that's science.
Yeah. We're just going to go with that one because, like, I could go into what's my favorite vampire comedy or what's my favorite vampire, like, period piece or what's my favorite vampire, like, future thing. And, like, so we're just going to stick with The Lost Boys. And I'm not going to ramble on because I am not drunk enough to ramble on about this. I'm sorry. Should have asked this one later.
Wow. Sorry about that. Internet audience, Morgan is not drunk enough to ramble on about that, which I thought was the entire point of this, but
however,
that's my mistake.
If you want really good vampire comedies that are horrible but also very wonderful, I highly suggest watching Love Bites, which is an Adam Ant movie. What's that Disco Dracula one that I love? With George Hamilton. George Hamilton doesn't have a tan.
Dracula Dead and Lemonade.
No, that's like way low on my Dracula comedy movie list. That's
Disco Dracula.
What's it called?
George Hamilton Dracula movie?
Yeah.
You keep talking, I'm gonna look it up.
It might be Love at First Bite. That might be
Love at First Bite is...
yeah, I love ones that have like horrible titles like that, like Love Bites, Once Bitten with Jim Carrey and Lauren Hutton. Dracula Dead and Loving It is like literally like 10th on my list or something for this. So
10th. A dreadful ranking.
It's not that great.
It is.
Despite having that's the one
Leslie Nielsen.
I was gonna say the redhead.
Leslie Nielsen wasn't a redhead.
No. What's his face's wife? Amy something. Amy, I can't think of it.
I've never actually seen this movie.
You've never seen Dracula Dead and Loving It? You're lying. It has Amy Yazbek, John Ritter's wife. I love her.
It's fascinating that you says Amy Yazbek as though most people know who that is.
How do you know who Amy Yazbek is? Like, she was in the Child's Play movie. She was in Wings? No. She was in some TV series I love.
She was the mermaid in Splash 2.
Yeah, totes.
Okay.
You know who Amy
If you had said
Maid Marian.
If you had said Maid Marian and Robin Hood for Men in Tights, I would have been like, okay, I am not necessarily on board, but at least following in your wake. I understand what's going on here. That was a whole naval-related metaphor, which I am proud of. Anyway.
Anyways, I'm done talking about vampire movies now.
My favorite vampire movie, I want to say Queen of the Damned, because it is
that one wins for the best soundtrack.
It is a terrible adaptation of the source material.
Mm-hmm.
But Stuart Townsend is hot. Aaliyah is hot. The soundtrack is amazing. It wasn't
the girl who plays Jessie is hot.
The girl who plays Jessie is hot. It wasn't exactly a date, but it was one of the things that Morgan and I went to see early on in the time when we were a couple, and so it always has a very special place for me because I love that and I like that memory and it makes me happy. Like I said, terrible adaptation of the source material, but an entertaining movie. And yeah, that is what I would say. I was going to say what's the next question, but I'm the one who was asking the questions here. So, Emily's next question is official permission granted to lay your worst puns upon me, which...
Oh,
that is a rough situation because, like, it's like I need a context to apply.
Right.
The puns.
Can you?
If I were to just pick random puns based on me being drunk, you would be very disappointed, and I would just be overwhelmed by your booze.
I was gonna say, do you want? Okay, so I have a question from Emily that I feel like maybe you could turn into some puns.
Okay,
but we'll see. What's your favorite rat fact?
My favorite rat fact.
You can think about this for a second while I tell you what mine is, and that is that Professor Ratigan was voiced by Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, yeah. My favorite rat fact. I don't know if I have a favorite rat fact because thanks to TikTok, when I think about rats now, my brain just goes like little grabbies, because it's so cute.
I do.
Yeah, I don't know. My favorite rat fact in general is the whole thing about don't remember if it's called Rat Park or if it's something else, but like there's the study that they've done where rats will like basically want heroin or morphine or something or some opium, some sort of like pleasure creating thing. And the scientist who did a further study with it that was like the rats have no other stimulation or scientific like not scientific like no other stimulation or entertainment or leisure beyond just this drug, so of course they're going to pick the drug over food, and then like established a rat park, like a whole establishment for them to live lives, and how that gave them other options other than just doing drugs, and how that was a really interesting study, exploring how not just the effects of
socialization.
What's the word? No, like the type of drugs that like
Opioids?
the opioids, but also like comparing the opioids versus the socialization versus the enrichment of having an entire world other than that. I thought that was very interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so he didn't make any puns in there. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I was really succinct to that or if I really drug that out.
Anyways, another, since this seems to be the questions from Emily asked, what was the first song you ever really loved and why?
This was an ask that I saw going around, like, can we blog with this in your tags? And I don't know, like, the first band I really remember loving was the Monkees.
It's a good choice.
Definitely
better than the Beatles.
Well, yeah, the Beatles didn't have a TV show.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Hey, we're the Monkees.
Step up your fucking game, Beatles. Yeah, you've got a couple movies, but they're not as good.
No.
And also the Monkees have, what was that movie the Monkees
Head.
have? The Monkees have Head, which is insane.
Yes.
It's
like a Monkees movie with war propaganda, or anti-war propaganda combined.
Yeah,
it's very fun.
It was interesting. We watched that with our friends Tara and Liz, and that was an experience, I will say.
Anyways, so yeah, first song you really loved? And why?
I'm just gonna say take the last train to Clarksville.
That's a good one.
Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll leave you at the station. I'll be there by meet you at the station. I'll be there by 4:30, and there's some more lyrics here that I do not know. No. I do not know, and I don't remember any more of the song.
Okay.
So that's my answer. Morgan, what is the first song you remember?
Oh man, what is the first song that I ever really loved?
Also, I feel like the Monkees being my first choice is just an appropriate choice given that I am old.
You are an old man. Let's see. I don't know, because like there's the part of me that wants to like say like some silly children's song, because there's tons of silly children's songs that I love. Ooh, I super duper loved. So I had this kids song book tape or whatever. Hi.
Mm-hmm. What was your answer?
And I super loved the song Ghost Riders in the Sky. Like, I would sing it. I loved to play it on the piano.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I know.
Ghost Riders in the Sky.
But again, I feel like it's sort of on brand for me in a weird way. So yeah.
I feel like that is on brand for you. So yeah. Do you have more questions from Emily?
I have one last one from Emily, which is, what is the coolest thing majig you own?
What is the coolest thingamajig you own?
I know. I almost feel like I should have asked you this one.
Am I allowed to say her?
I'm not sure that I'm a thingamajig.
The coolest thingamajig I own.
It's a giant harp?
I do own a giant harp, which is really cool, and I'm gonna try and point the camera over that. I got that from our friend Artis, who is really amazing, and I love her so much. And I found out that her husband died yesterday, and I feel, yeah.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have pointed that one out.
But that harp is amazing, and every time I look at it, I'm reminded how much I miss them. And the other thing, because I feel like that is a cool thing that I own. I don't know if it qualifies as a thingamajig. The other thing that comes to mind as a thingamajig is I have a fidget toy that my friend that Jen sent me when going through a breakup as like a cheer me up present, and it's just the best. It makes me happy every time I see it. So what is your favorite thingamajig that you have?
My favorite thingamajig that I own. I mean, I own lots of things, and they are all my favorites. But I would say I have a bobblehead Edgar Allan Poe.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
It is a really cool present.
And right now he's hanging out here. Let me.
Edgar Allan Poe.
He's over there
by the raven and the skull.
And the raven that's on the skull, and the Millennium Falcon.
So a lot of birds over there by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I don't know if
some
y'all
of them
could see
space birds.
None of them's. Oh, okay, the Millennium Falcon.
So that is.
That's our.
I feel like that is
answers
our
for Emily.
Answers for Emily.
I think we should get some food.
Yeah,
I think we.
Yeah, we answered all the ones for Emily, and we love you, Emily. We will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, Internet. Oh, am I turning it off?
Yeah, well, you're closer to that side.
I'm closer to that side.